So I'm going to go to this site on the internet and open that, and I'm going to collect this crime data. I'm just going to copy this, and if I'm lucky, it'll paste directly into an Excel spreadsheet. Right click and paste. Nice. Okay, so I now have a standalone table, and I'm going to get rid of that record because I don't want to map all of the United States. I need all of my data to be a number, and a -999 is a common indicator of no data or missing data. So that looks good. I'm going to remove that hyperlink and that hyperlink just in case it messes up the data. So I have field names, I have states, and I have crime ranking and rate. Okay, so I'm going to click in the A1. I'm going to save that on my desktop. Now, because I didn't make, oh, I'm not there yet. Never mind. Okay, demo. I'm going to save it. Okay, and close it. And now I'm going to add that attribute table to ArcMap. So I have added a state layer, I don't remember what that is, and that's weird that the dating layer doesn't show anyway. Okay, so if I open up the state layer, I can see that there is a field called state name, and it has the first letter capitalized, the rest down. I have 52 records. So now I'm going to add that attribute table I just created, or attribute standalone table. And it's really common when you add an ArcGIS or an Excel that it will give you sheets, worksheets, and usually your data is in the first worksheet. So I'm going to open this standalone table and make sure that the data was imported correctly, and that all looks good. And my feature, my key field here is state, and it's the first letter up. So I should be able to join this. I'm going to right click states. I'm going to join, and I'm going to join from an attribute table. A state name was the key field there, and I don't want to use dating. Tricky. Sheet 1, and I want to use state. Okay, so I'm going to say OK. And if I open up my attribute table, I'm going to see that the crime data, oh, that's great. Yeah, it didn't come over exactly right. That's interesting. I may have to work on what was going on with that. But anyway, most of the data was appended over here. So if I wanted to spend some time researching that, I would have to try to figure out why South Carolina. I'm going to pause here. Okay, so that was really painful. One of the issues was that in the original data there was a comma in the District of Columbia, and you can't have a comma when you input data, so that set everything just wacky. The other thing I had to do, and this happens sometimes, is I had to export that table into a geodatabase, and then it joined just fine. So anyway, that took me about 35-40 minutes to figure that out. Anyway, so here we go. So now that I have made a join on my states, I'm going to open up my attribute table, and everything's joined correctly. I can now make a map here based on just that information. Oops, I want to do quantities. I want to do ranking, so that I could do a map like that based on that crime rate. So one way to figure out if things have a one-to-one or a one-to-many relationship is to do some of the summarize functions. So let's open the dating table, and the dating table has maybe name would be a good key field. Maybe that's a unique field. So let's open up counties. Oh, maybe that's where I could match that. I can't do state name because you can see there's duplication, so that wouldn't be good. State FIPS wouldn't be good because I see duplication. Maybe that FIPS would work, but you know, I've got 3,000 counties to look through. So one way to check and see if it is a one-to-one, one record, or well, I can see right now, well, maybe. So let's just do a summarize on those FIPS. And I'm going to have it put into the demo folder as a DBF, and that's a FIPS for the county. CO. Okay, so what I'm going to do is find out if these are unique. I will have only one record for each county. So I'm going to scroll down here. Okay, so this Phipps County, short descending, short ascending. So these are unique identifiers for the county. And I think it's, well, we could find Oregon because I think Oregon is 41. So let's go over here. Oh, where did that go? That's all the way over here, which is not useful at all. Okay, so state FIPS for Oregon is, county FIPS is 43, and that would be 41043. So we could look for that in here. $41,043. So that should be the, okay, so I can use that as a unique identifier if, so that was from dating, right? So if no, that was from counties. Okay, so now we could look at dating, and that might be the unique identifier for the dating. So let's do a summarize here. And let's look at that one. That's dangerous. I have two dating fields here. Okay, so if I sort this and it's 1 at both ends, then that means that's a unique identifier. So now I could do a join between counties and dating, because that's they can have a one-to-one relationship. But let's say I'm not sure about county name, so I'm going to go ahead and see if maybe I could use county name instead of county FIPS, because that might be easier for me to think about. So county name, if I look at that, oh no. So that can't be a one-to-one relationship because I have 12 counties in my destination field that are named Adams. I have 2 that are Albany, 5 that are Allen. So far the only unique identifier I find is the FIPS. So that's something I would do with my data before I even think about doing a doing any kind of, what am I thinking here? It's 10:30 and I'm losing it. Doing any kind of joining or relating. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this summary table, summarizing based on another field. So right now I could summarize these different states. And so if I summarize the states, what I'm going to get is how many times the state of Minnesota shows up in this data. And Minnesota is beside the name of a county. So what that will really tell me is how many counties there are in Minnesota. So I'm going to just go ahead and summarize that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right, and all right, no cat. Okay, states and counties. Oh, counties, I like that. All right, so if I open this, I can look at this now and find out that Delaware has 3 counties. Is that true? Hawaii has 5 counties. We should find for Oregon 36 counties, right? So that's how many counties we have. All right, so now knowing that, I'm going to dock that back there. Okay, so I'm going to go into counties and I want to know what the total population is in these counties. Oops, wrong. I'm going to do a summarize. And so I'm going to get 51 records. And I'm going to find out what is the total population in 2000. What is the total population in 2010? And, oh, let's see. And then what is the total Asian population for those states? So now when I look at those, only I didn't name it, that's where I get into trouble here. So now what I've got is a new data table that's showing me the state. It has 67 counties, the total population for each of those dates, and then the total population of Asians. So it's a really powerful tool. The one other thing I wanted to show you is if I do a select by attribute, and let's do population greater than, let's just do that. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so I think I did that on counties, yeah. So I selected, all the counties, shoot. Well, hold on here. So I did a query for the population greater than a certain amount. And now if I want to know what the total population is in just those 9 states, I can right-click population and do statistics. And it will say for the count of those 9 states, what is the sum of the population there. So that is a little choppy. Sorry about the glitch in the data, but that should get you kind of a little bit of help with price.